The One Big Beautiful Bill is a significant piece of legislation recently passed by the U.S. Congress, and it's signed into law by President Donald Trump on July 4, 2025. It encompasses a wide range of policy changes across taxation, spending, and security, representing a key part of the current administration's agenda. Here's a detailed breakdown of what the One Big Beautiful Bill entails. Tax policies. Permanent tax cuts. A core component of the bill is making permanent the $4.5 trillion in tax cuts that were originally enacted during Trump's 2017 term and were set to expire. This includes doubled standard deduction. The doubled standard deduction is made permanent, increasing it to $31,500 for families. Lower tax rates. The lower individual income tax rates are made permanent. New tax breaks. No tax on tips. Tip workers can deduct up to $25,000 in tip income from federal taxes, though this benefit phases out for higher income earners. No tax on overtime pay. Hourly workers can deduct up to $12,500 in overtime premium payments. Increased child tax credit. The child tax credit is permanently increased to $2,200, up from the current $2,000 and the scheduled $1,000 in 2026. SALT deduction hike. The cap on state and local tax, SALT, deductions is increased from $10,000 to $40,000 for 5 years. Tax relief for seniors introduces a $6,000 deduction for most older adults earning less than $75,000 a year. Car loan interest deduction allows car buyers to deduct up to $10,000 per year in auto loan interest for U.S. assembled cars purchased between 2025 and 2028, phases out for higher earners. Increased taxes on college endowments. Colleges with more than 3,000 students and an endowment per student ratio of $500,000 will be taxed on investment income from endowments, with the tax rate increasing for the wealthiest colleges. Spending cuts and social programs. Medicaid cuts. The bill enacts deep cuts to Medicaid, the government health program for low-income and disabled Americans. This includes work requirements. New work requirements for some able-bodied adults and more frequent eligibility checks, which could lead to nearly 12 million people losing coverage. Restrictions on coverage. Blocks Medicaid from covering gender transition treatments and providing care to undocumented immigrants in some states. Reduced federal reimbursements. Slowly lowers the amount states can raise through provider taxes to reduce state spending on Medicaid. Rural Hospital Fund adds a $50 billion fund to help rural hospitals affected by these cuts. Food Stamp Program, SNAP, restrictions. State contributions, requires states to cover part of the costs if they have high error rates. Increased work requirement age, raises the work requirement age for able-bodied adults from 54 to 64. Increased state share of costs, increases the state share of costs to administer the SNAP program from 50% to 75%. Restrictions on benefit calculation, restricts future updates to the Thrifty Food Plan used to calculate SNAP benefit levels. Rollback of green programs funds, the bill targets clean energy by ending tax credits for electric vehicles, home energy upgrades, and other green programs established under former President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. Shutting down the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund, though existing contracts will remain. Phasing out wind and solar tax credits for projects starting construction after June 2026 or placed in service after 2027. Postponing fees on methane emissions for 10 years and extending tax credits for biofuels for an additional 4 years. 3. Immigration and border security. Border wall funding provides over $46 billion for building the border wall. Expanded immigrant detention allocates $45 billion to expand immigrant detention capacity. Increased ICE staffing boosts staffing and training at Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, with $30 billion, aiming to hire 10,000 new officers. Asylum seeker fee introduces a $100 fee for asylum seekers, down from a previously proposed $1,000. Support for state and local law enforcement, $17.3 billion to support state and local law enforcement with border enforcement. Hiring Border Patrol agents, $7.8 billion for hiring Border Patrol agents and vehicles, aiming for 3,000 new agents. Border technology and immigration judges, Allocates $6.2 billion for border technology and $3.3 billion for hiring immigration judges and staff. IV. Other key provisions. Debt ceiling increase. Raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion to avoid a government default. National security investment. Includes a hefty investment of $350 billion in national security, including funding for a Golden Dome defensive system. Energy policy. Cements nuclear energy as a foundational element of the nation's future energy mix and includes provisions to limit Chinese manufactured components in the U.S. grid.